Definition: lower gastrointestinal bleeding is defined as the bleeding that occurs distal to the ligament of Treads, and the ligament of Treads is a fibrous band in between the right crus of the diaphragm to duodenojejunal flexor, DJ flexor to right crus of diaphragm just below the esophagus, and the mortality is very less, 2 to 4% in lower GI bleed, because most of the bleeding is self-limiting. And then only 10 to 20% patients presents with the massive bleeding, and the means massive bleeding means the blood loss is more than 1.5 liter per day, or the bleeding occurs more than 48 hours, is called the massive bleeding. Then the etiology of the lower GI bleed, most common cause in overall worldwide is diverticular disease, but in India the most common cause is the hemorrhoid, and it can be subdivided into the small bowel and colonic bleeding for diagnostic and therapeutic purposes. And the other causes are the hemophilia, leukemia, warfarin therapy, DIC, systemic causes that can lead to lower GI bleed. The small bowel causes are the angiodysplasia, Crohn's disease, erosions and ulcers, neoplasia, radiation, Meckel's diverticulum, aortoenteric fistula, mesenteric ischemia. And the large bowel causes for lower GI bleed is the diverticular disease, then anorectal disease like hemorrhoid, anal fissure, fistula in ano, solitary rectal ulcer, etc. Other causes are ischemia, neoplasia, inflammatory bowel disease and infectious colitis, angiodysplasia, radiation colitis, proctitis, and the other causes. The causes of lower GI bleed in children includes the intussusception, polyposis syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, and Meckel's diverticulum. These are the causes of lower GI bleed in children. And the causes of the massive blood loss, it includes the angiodysplasia, diverticulosis, neoplasia, and ischemic colitis. The clinical presentation in the lower GI bleeding patient, whenever a patient presented in casualty or in the OPD, typically presentation is the hematochezia, melena, pain, abdominal pain or perrectal pain, and symptoms related to anemia like pallor or weakness, then symptoms related to the underlying cause. And the clinical examination, it is very important to clinically assess the patient. We are taken to detailed history, then general examination, then perrectal examination with or without proctoscopy, then per abdominal examination. The symptoms and examination findings can provide some idea regarding the underlying cause. Then bleeding per rectum, bright red blood. If the patient presented with bright red blood, then it means it might be due to piles, polyps, or due to fissures. Then splash in pain, it is also occurs due to piles. Streaks of blood presented in the anal fissure, then altered blood, maroon color blood presented in carcinoma, inflammatory bowel disease or small bowel, and red recurrent jelly stool is presented in the intussusception, which are used to differential diagnosis the different causes. Then bleeding associated with the pain occurs in the anal fissures, CA anal canal, injury, and mesenteric ischemia. So in these conditions, bleeding is associated with the pain also. Then lower gastrointestinal bleeding can also be categorized depending on its intensity. Massive bleeding we will discuss prior. The bleeding is more than 1.5 liter per day, or bleeding contains more than 48 hours continuous, then hemoglobin level is less than 6 gram per deciliter is the massive bleed. Then moderate bleeding is known as the bleeding occurs, but bleeding is less than 500 ml per day, and patient is hemodynamically stable. And the other is occult bleeding. Occult bleeding means ki there is no visible bleeding is present, but still there is a bleeding, and bleeding is less than 10 ml per day is called the occult bleeding. Then patient with major hemorrhage requires ICU admission and close monitoring. Also diagnostic procedure may not yield good results till bleeding is controlled. So in massive bleeding, patient is always require ICU admission and close monitoring. In setting of minimal or moderate bleeding, following modalities can be applied. These modalities to diagnose the causes. The first modality is the colonoscopy. It is very important modality in gastrointestinal bleeding. Colonoscopy is advanced colonoscope can visualize up to the 20 centimeter of the terminal ileum. 20 centimeter of the terminal ileum, we are inserted the colonoscope from here, and it can visualize up to 20 centimeter of the terminal ileum. 20 centimeter of the terminal ileum. It is the position of the patient during the colonoscopy. This diagram showing. And the colonoscopy, preparation for the colonoscopy, prior to the colonoscopy is patient is giving polyethylene glycol, enema, IV fluids and sedation for the bowel preparation. So this is the insertion tube, and is the colonoscope. The full setup of colonoscope, it is the this is the insertion tube which is at the tip. It contains the camera, light source, lens, biopsy channel and the water, air or nozzle. Then diagnostic implication for colonoscopy is imaging, as well as simultaneously we can take the biopsy from the lesions. The therapeutic uses of the colonoscopy is the simultaneously we can electrocauterize the bleeding points, injection sclerotherapy, or apply the any occlusion device at the bleeding point, or polypectomy. So in this picture, colonoscopic picture, this is showing the diverticulosis, multiple diverticulosis in the colon, and it's showing there is a mass showing the carcinoma colon in colonoscopic picture. In this slide, you can see the Crohn's disease. There is a multiple ulceration with nodules with skip lesions. So most probably it is due to Crohn's disease. And this showing the ulcerative colitis. It is the pancolitis due to. So in ulcerative colitis there is no skip lesions. And it is angiodysplasia. There is a multiple blood vessels are in groups, and it will cause the massive hemorrhage sometimes. Then this slide shows the colon polyps, and this is the ischemic colitis. Ischemic colitis showing the necrosis of the colonic wall, and ischemic ulcers is there. Then performing colonoscopy in patients with active bleeding is debatable, because during the active bleeding we cannot perform colonoscopy because there is poor visibility, then concern about the adverse effect of colon setting during the active bleeding, and potential risk for complication like perforation, hemorrhage and serious infections. So the second modality is the radionuclide scanning. So the radionuclide scanning modality is most sensitive modality, but least accurate method for localizing the GI bleeding with compared to the CT angiography. Then it is carried out with technetium 99M labeled RBC, and patient oven red blood cells are labeled and re-injected. The labeled blood is extravasated into the lumen, creating a focus that can be detected with the gamma probes. Then images are collected frequently during the first hour, then at 4-hour interval for up to 24 hours. It can detect the bleeding as slow as 0.1 ml per minute, and it is not usually employed as a definitive study, because it is not presented in each and every setting. So present use is limited to guide the utility of the angiography. Angiography is unlikely to be revealing in case of negative or delayed positive scans. So this is the third modality is the mesenteric angiography. It is a selective angiography. Is done using the either superior or inferior mesenteric arteries. So it will use only the superior and mesenteric arteries. So it is known as mesenteric angiography, and carried out using modified Seldinger techniques under fluoroscopic guidance. Diagnostic utility, it can detect the hemorrhage between 0.5 to 1 ml per minute, and it is useful in identify the angiodysplasia and bleeding diverticula. The therapeutic uses are catheter directed vasopressin infusion and then embolization of the bleeding vessels. Embolytic agents, we can put these embolytic agents into the bleeding points, and the embolic agents are gelatin sponge pellets, microcoils, polyvinyl alcohol particles. But these modality have some complications like arterial thrombosis, allergic reactions, and contrast induced nephropathy. It's showing the SMA angiogram showing the contrast extravasation here and here. Then fourth modality is the CT angiography. In CT angiography is more sensitive and specific than radionuclide scanning for localizing the site of GI bleeding. In the CT angiography, we will use water soluble iodine contrast followed by the computed tomographic cut sections. So it is very important because it is easily available, cheaper and non-invasive technique. So it is compared to mesenteric angiography, greater amount of contrast is required. Then indicators of the bleed. So there is certain indicators we can find into the CT film. Extravasation of the contrast into the lumen suggestive of there is a GI bleeding. Then enhanced bowel wall, hyperdensity of the peribowel fat, pooling of contrast, then presence of tumor polyp. So these are the indicators we can see inside the CT plates. But disadvantage of allergic reaction in a non-therapeutic procedure. In this slide we can see the contrast here, which are extravasation of the blood vessels. So in sections of CT angiography showing the active bleed in the jejunum here and here. In this picture there is a comparison between the pre-contrast and the post-contrast axial sections, in which in this section we taken this film prior to contrast and this section is taken after the contrast. So this is the difference in between, and the contrast extravasation showing the GI bleeding in ascending colon. And diverticular disease of sigmoid colon with bleeding, we can see here diverticula with extravasation of IV contrast with sigmoid colon in the sigmoid colon. And the other modality, fifth modality, is the capsule endoscopy. It is the modern modality in which a capsule containing the mini video camera and the patient is swallow the capsule, and this capsule capture the images every secondly. So in this is a part of the capsule in which the camera is fitted and mini camera and video are recording in this picture. It is a non-invasive procedure. It can use only in the stable patients, and it is obscured occult bleeding. And duration is 8 hours, and 2 to 4 images are taken per second. So total nearly 50,000 images are taken in 8 hours of the period. In the first image, it's showing the ulcerated lesion at the capsule endoscopy in white light or as well as in blue light. In this showing the active bleeding in small bowel angiectasia. The complication of capsule endoscopy is the capsule retention or aspiration rarely. So disadvantage of this modality is only diagnostic value. It have only diagnostic value. There is no any therapeutic value. Thank you. Baki.